Warning, this is a random episode. Some hypothetical topics asked and or discussed may not be suitable for all listeners. Viewer discretion is advised. Get out of here.
So, first set of individuals. M.F.K, Mary Kill, Homer Simpson, Shrek, or Gomez Addams from the Addams Family.
This is easy for me.
Okay.
But I'm so curious to hear from you.
Okay.
But this is easy for me. So I 100%... wait a minute. Gomez Addams, Homer Simpson, and who was the other one?
Shrek.
All right. This is... Okay, it's not as easy as I thought.
Oh, okay. Who are you killing?
Oh, that's what I was just trying to decide. Like, because the Addams Family, I love the Addams Family, like, super fun.
Okay.
And I do have, like, this really great affinity for Gomez Addams because I'm like, he, like, adores his wife.
That's true. It's a solid marriage. That's true.
It's like a solid, like, he seems like he's just like his wife. Oh, wow. Like, this really, like, good for you, Gomez.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 1000 Crazy Questions, the podcast. I'm your currently sane host, Houston Pierce. This is a podcast where we have on at least one guest a week and ask some series of crazy would you rather questions. We get into the psyche of our guests, explore topics and questions that maybe should not have been explored.
Okay, let's get into the episode this week. This week we have with us character actor, artist, and avid storyteller, the incomprehensible Paul Cram. Paul, if you want to introduce yourself to the listeners.
Hi, everybody. I'm super glad to be here, Houston. Yeah, my name's Paul Cram. Gosh, what to say about myself. I love that adjective, by the way, incomprehensible. It's good. It's good. Yeah, I'm an actor. I've been working in like indie films for a couple of decades, just doing little projects here and there. I also do some voice stuff, and yeah. So glad to be here.
Awesome. What do you do for fun? Where are you coming from?
I hail from the Midwest. So like as we're sitting here talking, it's very cold outside. I think it's maybe 10 degrees, something like that. So yeah, I'm very familiar with snow and seasons. How about you? Yeah. Where are you at?
Currently in Colorado, and I think it's I think it's 10. It's cold out there.
Yeah. We're both in similar climates then.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Everyone's been getting the big like freeze thing lately. Yeah.
It's kind of that time of the year too. Like I try not to, I don't know. Cause I don't know about where you're from, but like we always talk about the weather here, Minnesota. And yeah, it seems like it's like, oh, it's so cold. And then it's like when it's summer, it's like, oh, it's so hot. We just like to maybe gripe about it a little bit too much, but I don't know.
It's one of those things. It's one of those classic. So about the weather, it's one of those classic discussion topics. But when you I've been in Colorado for some years now. It actually is a conversation. It changes. I know what you mean. Like it gets hot, and you're like, it's probably never gonna get cold, and then it gets cold, and it's probably never gonna get hot.
Exactly. When I always chuckle too, because because as an actor, like I've worked my fair share of like customer service type jobs over the course of the years, but I always chuckle specifically in Minnesota. I'm sure this is not just here, but like when a customer would come in and they're like, so cold out there, kind of as if like I didn't also have to drive to work and like experience it. It's like, yes, it is cold out there. I don't know. There's just that running joke in there where I think, but yeah.
Why is that? Okay, not to go off on a tangent already, but it's weather the go-to, I guess. Weather and sports seem to be just the go-to. Like, so how about them Knicks?
Right. Did you watch the game? I feel like in a lot of ways too, like there's those social. Yeah, we can totally go down a rabbit hole here, but I feel like there's like those social things that are. You're not talking politics. You're not talking religion. They're not hot button items.
True.
And they're things that like we can connect on a little bit. Like it's like we can maybe agree on this or we can disagree about our love of the weather and it's not that big of a deal. I don't know. Maybe there's something in that.
I think you're right. But for that reason, it's so boring because if you come in the house, if I come in the restaurant, like, oh, it's cold out there. And you go, no, it's not cold. What am I going to say to that? This man doesn't think it's cold.
Yeah. Well, or I don't know. Like I do think about that where it's cold out there. Paul, I like it. Like I would prefer it to be for myself cold as opposed to super hot. I feel like it's like, I can put layers on. It's a little easier for me to warm up as it is to like when it's sweltering hot. like I've been to Texas in the summer, and I'm like, oh my God, like this is a lot. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's that humidity too. But that's a wet heat. It's like a shower.
Have you been to Florida, like in the summer?
I have not been to Florida.
I have been to Florida in the summer. I was working on a film out there, and I walked off of the plane, and I was like, this is like walking into like a blanket of like moisture that doesn't go away. I was like, this is so gross. It's great for your skin though, I think, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Boy, Colorado's dry heat, and I've been here long enough. It's just, yeah, I like it. I like having 4 seasons. Yeah, then the opposite to LA, they only get like 1 season. They get like summer, and it's just it's just not as fun.
I have some friends that have moved from Minnesota to LA, and like when I've talked to them on the phone and stuff, I'm like, how is it out there? And they're like, well, another day in paradise, but there's like, it's sort of that over and over and over. Every day is beautiful, so there's no difference and nothing changes, and it's Groundhog Day over and over and over.
Unless it's on fire, that's a change.
Well, then there, yeah, unfortunately.
Oh man, yeah. Well, speaking of change, audience, real quick, here are the rules to the game.
There are 2 rules to this game/conversation. Rule number 1, you must always answer the question no matter what. If you honestly have no preference towards one or the other, you say the phrase, flip a coin, and we move on. Rule number 2, whoever asks the question doesn't have to answer it if they choose not to. These rules exist because as questions become harder to answer, these rules become harder to follow.
Okay, so this week we have a Rebin episode, so the topics asked and question discussed will probably not be family friendly. If you want to check out a friendly version of this podcast, they're called Blue episodes. I leave them in the description. Go check them out, just as fun and insightful and interesting. Otherwise, stay right here. People, you know who you are, so go to the episode that you want to listen to. And I say this every week, but every week is true. Everything mentioned is hypothetical for like discussion or comedy purposes. And yeah, if you're offended by this episode, sorry. You can at me. I may or may not reply, but you have the right to do it. And Paul, just want to remind you, if you have any questions for me, we're going back and forth. I'm throwing all these questions at you, but you can always, throw something back at me. You're never interrupting. And lastly, before we begin, is there anything you, Paul, would like to ask or declare? Are there any inherent mental biases you may have?
Oh, I'm sure I'm biased on some of this. Yeah, absolutely. Remind me the rules.
Sure.
Remind me the rules. It's you answer everything, right? Is that how it goes?
Yep. You answer everything, and if you ask me something, I have to answer it. And I don't have to answer these if I don't want to, because I'm asking. Okay. But if you ask me something and you don't want to, you're immune. Yeah. Same.
So if I understand that, so I answer everything. I mean, if I absolutely was like, no, obviously I can just make some weird answer up. But if I ask you a question, you have to answer.
I do.
Unless I pass, then we both could pass. Is that what you're saying?
If you ask me something, I have to answer it. And
okay.
If you ask me something, you don't have to answer it because you came up with the question.
Oh, understood. Got it.
Yeah. That's it.
Thanks for clarifying.
You're good. Yeah, I think that's all. First, weird, strange. Actually, this may be the most normal question I have on here. Would you rather be the world's fastest reader or the world's fastest talker?
This one is, I would say that I love to read, so I would want to be the world's fastest reader. Also, I do love to talk a lot. I talk a lot just in general, but I definitely...
Ever think about rapping?
I've auditioned for as like that white rapper guy. I have older sisters, and they put me to shame when it comes to like being able to talk super fast. And there's points when I'm just like, oh my God, like I can't keep up. So I would want to be the fast reader, and I don't want to be the fast talker. Also, isn't that a thing? A fast talker? Isn't that somebody that kind of is blowing a lot of smoke? Like,
typically, you can do the auctioneer thing, like with a 125 with 25, but 25, but whatever, 25, 25, 26, or 25. You can do that. That's skill.
That is skill. Is it that you can talk super fast and no matter how fast you go, people will still understand you? Because I always feel lost sometimes when people talk super fast. I'm going to go with the reader. I love to read. I have a book club, by the way. We read nonfiction books. It's a book club for men, not to be confused with like that hair club for men thing. Yeah, so I'd want to be the world's fastest reader. Even then, like I always feel like there's so many books in so little time. That saying, like yeah.
That's true.
So, fastest reader.
That's true. I agree. It's hard to even fight for the talking one. I mean, it's kind of... I think outside of rapping, I can't think of anything... I can't think of a way to get money out of this one. Just be honest. Like,
you rap then?
No, I don't.
No, you don't. Okay.
No, I'm saying if I was the fastest talker, I could rap. And like just... out of me just talking like fast enough, I can read the dictionary. I guess it'd be rapping because just talking fast on a beat. I don't have the mental fluidity, should I say, to string words together that fast, that quickly. It maybe if I've memorized some like raps, but I can't come up with one, and I can't do it like that. I can't rap. I can't.
I think I get what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, and also to summarize what you said is you'd only want to rhyme to make a dime, and otherwise there's like some kind of a crime. That would be like my rap, where it would be like, why is everybody laughing?
That's better than, hey, I'm Houston, I'm here to make you. I'm getting out.
But there's some musicality.
That's all. It's like that's like starting a poem with roses are red. It's a crime. You just can't.
Exactly.
You just can't do it.
It only works on Valentine's Day, and even then it's like, really? That's it? That's what you're going to start with? So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, switching gears, let's get a little political. Who would you rather get to meet the sitting POTUS, or, President of the United States, or get some Spider-Man powers?
I would 100% get Spider-Man powers.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't even know. Do I need to explain that? Like, who doesn't want to, like, I don't know, climb up buildings and swing from tall skyscrapers and all that stuff? That sounds super fun. I don't necessarily consider myself a hugely political person. Like, I mean, obviously I vote and do all those things. Like, I'm civic, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily idolize, or try not to idolize, sitting presidents. I respect their position, but yeah, if it's that or between like being able to scale buildings and be superhero power-esque stuff, I'd probably pick the Spider-Man stuff. I am curious though, Houston, how about you?
Yeah, no, I'm not giant. I'm not hugely political. I mean, obviously I pay attention to the news and everything like that, but yeah, I think Spider-Man powers are great any time of the day. The only thing about meeting the president that is maybe a little bit enticing is the fact that, like, being, first off, we know the president is right now, but in 4 years, who is it? So
this is true.
It's that the sitting president does change, and, well, God willing. But, there is sway. Like, let's say, if I had asked this a couple months ago, it would have been Biden in the office, and, like, getting to meet people. Maybe I could have gotten some immunity real quick. Hey, Biden, since you're handing these out, no shade. But I'm just saying, there is sway to meeting the president. Like, hey, Mr. President, can you introduce your friend Musk really quick? I have a question for him. I have a request. Who knows?
Yeah.
There is benefit to that. If you do or do not like the man, which there's a lot of reasons to do or do not, but yeah, I pick Spider-Man because it's more stable. I agree with you, but there's a boon. And also, if you were like an older gentleman too, like, who knows? Maybe you can't be Spider. Maybe your back hurts too much. Who knows? Yeah.
You're gonna have these powers but not be able to use them. Yeah, no, I see that too. I get the appeal. But yeah, I would definitely pick the Spider-Man powers, and I feel like I would pick them though, even depending. I don't know. Is there a president that would change my mind? Maybe Abe Lincoln or something, like, you know what I mean? Where it's like this like historic figure that really changed some of the landscape of the nation in that way. I would, yeah. I mean, just like Lincoln would be somebody where it's like, had a huge impact on slavery and free, you know what I mean? Like that, I would probably be like, okay, I'll think about this. But
honestly, I'd be hesitant to meet Lincoln. I got, obviously the presidential respect for him, but he was still born in 18 whatever and was a tad racist, as everyone was back then.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I personally, I kind of, there's the admiration from Future, of like, yeah, no, he did important things. That. Yeah, I don't think I meet the guy. It's just, that would kind of ruin his image. Even if he was okay to me, like even if he was like, nice to meet you, slave, we're plantation.
Exactly.
Like,
yes.
Okay, I knew this was coming. This was a bad idea.
Like, I'll be over there.
Oh, it's awkward. Thank you, sir. Like,
yeah, no, there is that. And you are actually saying something interesting that I always find intriguing. And I like to think about this even for myself. And it's, each generation, there's a different way in which, like what you're saying, back when Abe Lincoln was kicking around, it was just a social norm. Like it's like, yeah, people have slaves, and that was accepted by most, but not all, and that's how it changed. I'm wondering, like 100 years from today, what is it that we're doing right now that people are going to look back and be like, oh my God, like I'm curious about that. 'Cause it's easy for me to look even at my like grandparents and be like, some of the things they said, I'm like, holy shit, was that racist? Like, yeah. So, but for them, that was the world in which they existed,
Yeah, that's true. You don't know what you don't know because you don't know it. Yeah. Yeah. I feel that way about medicine. I feel that way, you look back on people like, oh yeah, to stop the bleeding, you put a leech in the bathtub and like it'll all the toxins, like I look at that and cringe. And I think this medically, I think about in 100 years, we can be looking at our open heart surgery and our brain surgery, like, oh, they cut the person open to fix them,
right?
Like that. I think of that barbaricness. I mean, yeah, socially, I agree with you. Who knows? But the medical field is something that I really want to see, like in the future.
And how that's going to change and shift and morph and get more sci-fi, like you're saying, where it's like, yeah, maybe you don't have to cut people open to do all that stuff anymore, which would be interesting. Also, you're reminding me and making me think of like, oh dear God, even back when Lincoln was around, like the things that were going on, didn't they do bloodletting? Like where they would, like, they thought it was good to like get rid of blood and like, because then your body would make new, I don't know. Yeah, like some of that just seems really horrific.
It was, I don't know if germ theory was around yet either too. It was just like a mystery. I don't know if maybe I'm messing this up. Maybe they knew germs existed when Lincoln was alive, but I knew there was a long period of time where they're like, you just got sick because God hates you. I'm sorry. Like it just, they had no idea. They just
attributing all of that. Gosh, yeah, no, assigning it like, oh well, you're going to die because God hates you, or because obviously you're possessed by, your whole family's cursed because God hates you, or just
too bad.
There's nothing that we can do. Keep letting us cut you open though and bleeding on the floor. I don't know, like just well, and even with all of our modern day understanding of things, there's so much that we don't know, obviously. But in general, I feel like as just human beings, we're not necessarily attributing everything quite so much nowadays to like, oh, you're cursed by the gods, and like these things that are not really, you can't really measure, which I think is probably progress. I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what we're gonna find out later. It's always like you don't know what you don't know. Yeah. But speaking of social norms, would you rather have a perfect smile, or really good dance skills, or give $500,000? This is a 3-way question right here.
Would I have a perfect smile? What was the second one?
Dancing skills, really good
dancing skills, or
I
think that I would take
Sophie's choice. Right, you get 3.
I know, like
you're gonna be packed either way. This is a perfect smile. This is like. Screw Ryan Reynolds, who like this
is a smile that this could be the moneymaker smile.
Oh yeah, this is the smile. This is top of the magazine.
This is a hard choice.
Julia Roberts would eat her
Julia
heart
Roberts.
out. Like this, you're beating everyone. This is the smile.
You know what's hard about this question too, as like a character actor, and I don't know. Is this some of this in video, or is most people are listening to this? So
people listen, but I'm getting into video. By the time this comes out, most likely I'll have my video going.
Yeah,
with audio. Sure, yeah, they'll see your face.
No, just because I was like, if you can't see my face, there's a reason that I'm a character actor.
Oh no.
And there's a reason that I've been told, like, you have a really good face for radio. You know what I mean? These kind of things. So, like, that perfect smile is very tempting, but I think I would probably go for the money. Although I do have to say, I really do enjoy dancing. So, like, and you know what? I'm going to go for the money because even with the dancing, there's a part of me that does not care if I am not great at it. I enjoy it. So, like, I'll take the money.
Okay. I get that. Yeah, dancing you enjoy, so it's like, okay, I don't need to get better. I love it. Or I like to do it.
People watching me dance might think I need to get better and be like, please, dear God, take the dancing skill. But like, I'd pick the money because, right, if you have a beer or two, you can dance perfect. Isn't that what everybody says in their head? Like, if you get just a little bit, it's like, yeah, of course you could dance amazing.
Here's the thing with the first two. Like, these are skills that you can actually bank on. Now, maybe I'm letting my hands slide with how I approach most of my questions, but you can dance and make money off of those great dance skills. Like, and you, also with the smile, you can model and be like, look at my smile, and get money off your looks. So the two do unlock doors to wealth. The last one's just here's some wealth, and if you run out, you run out.
I'd have to save my pennies.
Yeah.
I do see your thought there. I do see your thought process there.
More doors unlock with first two because
yeah.
Oh, that guy can dance. I've seen Paul. Yeah, no,
We're gonna cast him in the next. So you think you can dance?
West Side Story or something. Oh yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, you could think. Yeah. Dancing with the Stars or whatever. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. No, I think I would still go with the money, but I do see the logic in what you're saying, and I'm probably just jaded because I do have a little bit of a strange smile. So I don't know. I could be making wrong choices left and right.
Yeah, I go with the money too. I'm always just devil's advocating over here, honestly. But the money would just fund a lot of things I want to fund. It's a great loan and jumpstart to a bunch of things for me. I'm like, I'll take the money. I'll pay off this car real quick. Get rid of this this old college loan on my back. I'll just take care of the stuff I need to take care of and invest in stuff and do the smart thing. So yeah.
Hopefully be able to save some of it too, but who knows? It's fun to spend money. We always like that.
Yeah, of course. That goes without saying. I'm going to spend some of it. We're going to spend some. I have to spend some of it. But yeah. Man, well, okay. Good answer, by the way. Yeah, they're all good, but good answer. This next thing is not a question, or it kind of is. It's more of a game type thing. Have you heard of the concept M.F.K, fuck, marry, kill? Have you heard of that?
100%.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's what this is. Would you rather fuck, marry, kill, salt, sugar, or fat? Those three.
Salt, sugar, fat.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to marry sugar.
Okay.
I would want to fuck fat, and I'd want to kill salt.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Why fat? Why not kill fat? I mean, because a lot of people hate fat. I'm a little shocked.
I think fat is tasty. Like, I guess I'm thinking because all of these are related to like taste.
Yeah.
Fat tastes good. Yeah, so I that's where my head was going with that.
Yeah.
That is an interesting set of things there. Yeah. I have a big sweet tooth though, so like regardless, I was like, I would. Sugar would be higher up than salt for me, but
okay.
So I'm assuming from what you said there, you would not kill salt.
No. I mean, I'd marry sugar like you. Sweet teeth, not a tooth. So yeah,
sweet teeth.
I would definitely marry sugar. Salt and fat. I think it's interesting because I don't disagree with what you're saying. Really, when I think of fat, I think of the gelatinous like a mayonnaise type or a butter. I think of
Got
like
it.
the
Got it.
the texture throws me away, and texture is a big deal for me in food. And fat may taste good, but when I think of how it feels in my mouth, it grosses me out. And salt, I used to eat salt like straight table salt as a kid when I was like really little. I used to go into the cabinet and like spill it onto the table and like pick it up with my finger and lick it. That's awful. I know people are judging me, but I'm saying that. But everyone does stupid stuff as a kid. I used to eat salt. Okay, I used to eat raw salt. And I used to eat lotion. All right, I said it. Okay, it was when you're little and things taste good.
I'm just picturing. Okay, so you ate lotion and salt. What I'm wondering is, do you still eat salt? Like in that way, do you still pour salt?
No,
like, because my dad, he used to pour salt into his hand and he would just lick it, and I was like, I guarantee there was probably like some sort of a salt deficiency happening or something, because I'm like, that's intense. So and
oh no.
So you licked salt and you ate lotion. Oh, that's so good.
I mean, yeah, sue me, okay? It happened. I did it. But the salt thing is what I'm saying is like I like salt way more, and I use it in food. I think I would fuck salt and kill fat is what I'm saying. So I get why you. I get why you. Yeah.
I can see that. I get where you're going with that. Yeah. And as you're saying that too, as you were describing like gelatinous, I think that was the word, gelatinous, like I'm starting to gag a little bit. So I get what you're saying. Like I'm also thinking of like, like a cut of meat where it's like it has like the super chewy and it's like you have to chew it and chew it. Like, yeah. So I could be persuaded to kill fat and go with the salt. Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to get your yums or whatever, So if you really like the fat, if you like that,
it's
that
when you're describing it, that oily mayo
type of blubberish but good tasting thing. I mean, yeah.
Yes. I also might be taking it way, way serious too, but yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, we're taking this seriously, but take it even more seriously. So same premise, M.F.K. But I did ask you this. I gotta know okay. I asked a pre-question. I have to know your preferences before I can ask you this second part. So your sexual preferences, you're attracted to men? Is that?
I am. I'm gay. I'm queer, and sexual preference would be men.
Okay.
And I'm chuckling because I'm wondering exactly if I'm remembering where this is going, and I don't know. And you are?
I'm straight.
Straight. Okay, yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Now I'm super curious.
We're gonna walk this together actually as much as I can. So okay, first set of individuals: M.F.K, Fuck, Marry, Kill, Homer Simpson, Shrek, or Gomez Addams from the Addams Family.
This is easy for me.
Okay.
But I'm so curious to hear from you.
Okay.
But this is easy for me. So I 100%. Wait a minute. Gomez Addams, Homer Simpson, and who was the other one?
Shrek.
All right. This is okay. It's not as easy as I thought.
Oh, okay. Who are you killing?
Oh, that's what I was just trying to decide. Like, because the Addams Family, I love the Addams Family, like super fun. Okay. And I do have like this really great affinity for Gomez Addams because I'm like, he like adores his wife. He like does. And it's just like, it's so like, oh wow, like this really like good for you, Gomez. Like,
that's true. It's a solid marriage. That's true.
It's like a solid, like he seems like he's just like his wife, like, and so like I really like that. I can see that with Homer too and Shrek. Like all of them kind of have that, but like Gomez, he's just like so devoted. I would say I'm gonna go with here's my thought process with this. Like I either want to fuck or marry Gomez. So, okay. and I think I'm gonna say that I'm gonna marry Gomez because I want that sort of adoration. Like, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm gonna fuck Homer. No, I'm gonna fuck Shrek, and, and I'm gonna kill Homer reluctantly because I love Homer too. Like yeah, yeah. Okay, that's my answer.
I gotta know. I'm sorry. I have to know why. Why kill Homer? Why kill it? Why the edge? Because obviously we don't want to kill it either. But why the edge here? Why the edge? Why does Homer get the axe?
Homer gets the axe also because I'm not as familiar with Homer. So I've seen the Simpsons episodes like here and there, but I haven't watched probably like a lot of people have. So I don't know him as well. I think Shrek from like the movies and things like that. Well, Homer too, though. This is a hard question, but I think Shrek would be a really fun fuck. That's where my head goes. But I also think Homer would too. So that's where my head goes. And I blame you, Houston, for me even having to think about this. It's wonderful. So yes, thank you. So Gomez to marry. Yeah, Shrek to fuck and Homer to kill.
Okay.
Please answer the question too, because I'm curious.
Sure. Yeah, no, I have my answers in my head. Background real quick. So I'm straight, right? And I'm also Christian, but
Yes.
it's just for the record. But I'm going to answer this, I'm not, it's hypothetical. It's, I picked Gomez for the same reason you picked, the same reason you stated, to marry.
Yes.
I would kill Shrek because I just get to he's an ogre. I get to kill an ogre because he's a beast in a way. And I'm not a trophy guy, but that is an accomplishment in its own right. And so, I guess I'd fuck Homer since I have no attachment to Homer. So, and like I said, I'm not getting really any enjoyment out of this, but I do like Gomez Addams, and like we said, with him and his relationship with Morticia is like really admirable.
It's one to interesting. It's so interesting their relationship. So I have a lot of respect for that too. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that too. There's something super fun about Shrek is an ogre, and especially if anybody likes to play like I don't know, like I played Zelda and stuff like that, where you're like killing ogres and dragons and all that kind of stuff. So I get that.
Yeah, he's a formidable guy too. Like, people tried to kill him before. He's hard to kill, I think. So if I kill Shrek, it's like, am I orphaning his family? Okay, I want to think about that.
I hope that there's some. If anybody's listening and loves Shrek, I hope that they comment and are like, "How dare you?"
Shrek is beloved. Okay. Flip side. We're flipping this now. Okay. So, M.F.K, Princess Fiona, Marge Simpson, and Morticia. Of course, we had to pick the wives. What are you going with?
Oh God.
You got this.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go with my gut. My gut says to marry Marge.
What?
My gut says to marry Marge. I'm totally fucking Morticia. And killing Fiona. Yeah.
Is it the voice? Is it the homie voice? Is it that?
I think it's something. It's something where I'm like, I could live with Marge. Marge would be
Marge Simpson.
I feel like Morticia's obvious. Like again, like she. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I need to explain it all. How about you?
You give me something to think about. Marrying Marge Simpson. No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do the voice?
No, I just can't. It's so grandma gravelly. And it's 24/7. I can't. And not that she's a nagger, but she very much can nag. I mean, Homer does stuff to deserve it, but I just can't come into that. So how was your date? And I can't do a Marge voice, but even when she's being sweet, it'll be like an annoyance of like, I can't. No, marry Morticia. Morticia, okay, obviously sexy, but she's scary, and it's and as all the Addamses are. So there's some freakiness there, and so it's not ideal. But I'm picking Morticia to marry. I'm gonna have to
wake up in a bed full of knives or something.
Something
crazy,
something
weird.
Freaking crazy. Yeah. I'm not really that into it, but given my options, I'm still taking Morticia, and then she's still lovable. Like her and Gomez, again, they do love each other. We mentioned, so as freaky as it is, I know she probably won't kill me, at least not immediately. And and my answers are just the same. Yeah, I guess fuck Marge and kill Fiona. Unfortunately, which I do like Princess Fiona. That
I
would
do
hurt.
too.
That would really hurt me more than Shrek.
That I'm with you there.
Oh, yeah, I feel bad saying that.
What an interesting thing, though, that Gomez and Morticia are both, I don't know, they both made it through. Like, because of all the characters that would probably be like, death! Like,
yeah. They have some, they're kinked. They're kinked all the way, both of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's strangeness going on there. All right. Speaking of strangeness, though, I got another weird and, yes, sex-related question for you. Would you rather have, Would you rather have a snake for a penis or have a live worm for a tongue? There, I said it.
Oh my God.
Like it eats your food for you, and like it will like be digested for like it is your tongue. The worm is your tongue, and it eats. Like it has its own mouth and whatever. It's round, you know. You got this.
I do indeed.
Either way, it's attached to you. Either way, it's part of you.
Either way, it's a part of you. I'm going to say probably that. Oh, I'm sure most of the men listening to are like, "What?" But I think I would go with the snake for a penis. The logic that I have for this is that we wear pants, so like you're not going to see that all the time. I feel like the worm thing, like if I don't, I feel like that's just going to be. That's just gonna be a lot, like always having this worm thing, and I'm also thinking about people being around me, where it's just like, what's it's like
people.
Yes,
I mean, sorry to interrupt, but like how often do people look at your tongue? It's like that, it's not often.
Yes, but isn't it though? Because even as we're talking, I've seen your tongue, you've seen my, like we're talking, and like there's my tongue. I'm not, again, people can watch the video. I don't have my penis out, like, but you can see my tongue. So I think that's like, I don't know, like, that's where I go with that.
Okay. So I get what you're saying. I get where you're coming from.
And just for anyone listening that is not seeing this, Houston does not have his penis out either.
Yeah, I should probably say that. Yeah.
None of us.
Yeah, you'll see this eventually. Well, maybe you just like audio, but there will be a video version of this. But yeah, I'm clothed, and you can't see my bottom, but I do have on pants. I swear, I have on.
I suppose I should say that too. I'm clothed, but yeah, you can only see my tongue and my.
There it is.
And yeah.
For the application of this though, so the snake one, like if it comes out and it bites somebody, because it is a snake. Are you going to feel responsible for that?
But are
you going to use it traditionally? Because it can be used as a traditional, penis.
You're actually making me want the snake in my pants more because of the fact that it's actually like it's like, oh my God, like I'm kind of thinking like video games, and I'm like, oh my God, like it's also a weapon. Run through the game. I feel like this is probably a thing already. This is not a new idea.
And the worm can be pretty beneficial to someone also if you're into that, because it's a long cylindrical like thing comes out of your, it's like a tongue thing, but it's more versatile is what I'm trying, like it's a tongue, but it has more mobility, I guess is what I'm trying to say, because like there's a sexual thing to the tongue too, and those worm is another piece of that. It's like that's what I'm saying. So you can get your tongue. Okay. It becomes your more like I'm not gonna do it on camera. That's gross, but you know what I mean. But people do that tongue thing.
I love this where you're going with this. I did think when I was thinking about my answer to like the actual application of like how does this work then? Because again, I think men, we're all like we are men. Like the actual application of not having then your penis and all of a sudden, like I totally was thinking about that. I was not thinking, so thank you for mentioning that you could use your tongue in this way too. So I get
in a probably less dangerous way too, because the snake is actually a dangerous thing. Like, yeah, it can be sort of fun, but also it can bite and it like.
So what would you pick then?
I don't know. I don't know, honestly. I guess I pick snake with you. I guess I pick snake with you, and I just have to really train this snake to obey or something. Like, that sounds really gross. But, like, I guess I'd have to just...
There's layers and layers of meaning that could be layered upon that. Like, where...
I think, it's that...
Yeah.
There's some kind of... Yeah, I think... Yeah.
Yeah, also I appreciate that it's the snake or it's the worm, because a worm is not known, like snakes are. Like snakes, they're known for certain things, like there's certain attributes. Worms are not. Worms are just pretty docile, pretty whatever. Like you don't have to tame a worm, but you definitely would have to tame a snake. Interesting there. Very interesting. So you'd pick the snake in your pants? Because this also means, doesn't that also mean you don't have sex?
I mean, you could. It's dangerous for the other person. It's just danger. Like it's like, you know what's funny? I can tell someone this. I can tell a woman that like, and they won't believe me. I could tell anyone. Oh, I gotta. It's a euphemism or whatever.
It
It's
is.
like I
It
got a
totally
snake
is.
in my pants, and like oh, like no, I actually.
You're like, actually, it's real.
I know, like actually,
Most people,
like it's you might be scared, and
if I said that to, oh my gosh, yeah, there's exes, they'd be like, yeah, you do, and I'd be like,
Exactly.
oh my god, like, but who, again, to go back to the fuck, marry, kill, like, I feel like of all of them, actually, who did you say you were gonna marry?
were the women or men?
Both.
Oh yeah, my answers are pretty much the same. That's right. So the Addams, I'm marrying.
The Addams, and then
Then
of the
marrying the
wives?
Simpsons.
yes.
No, sorry, fucking the Simpsons, killing the Shreks, killing the Yogers. That's why I picked.
I feel like the Addams and Shrek and Fiona, they wouldn't even blink at either of them. I think the Simpsons would. I think they would divorce both of us. I think Marge and Homer would be like, hell no. But I feel like
True.
the Addams would be like, cool.
Both of them would love it.
They'd love it. They'd be like, really? And
Both of them, yeah.
Shrek and Fiona, I feel like in that fantasy world would.
They'd be off-put, but they'd go with it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
The Simpsons... no.
Yeah. Homer would be like, I'm out. I'm out.
And he should, and so would Marge.
Yes.
I think... Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought it back there, too. Yeah, there's a lot psychologically to unpack with those, too. I didn't realize that, but I guess there is. Yeah. There's books to be written.
There is. there is.
For what answer people will pick. But anyway, I'm going to move on.
Let's move on. The worms and snakes that is so, oh my God.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Would you rather be buried alive or be lynched? You know, the hang till death thing from a tree. I'm gonna go with quicker. The buried alive thing, I read a book once by Mary Higgins Clark, and the whole like first few chapters were about this woman that was buried alive and that experience. And like, there's been movies made about that too. Like, I would like it to be quicker than that, so I would go with being hanged. Just right? No, I feel like that would be the. I think hanged for me. Let's say I think it could take a while for you to be hanged. I mean, obviously faster than being buried alive, but it could take some minutes for you to kind of run out of air.
Is that
it can?
Because I thought. I mean, again, I'm not the expert on how that works, but I think I would still pick even if because minutes as opposed to like a slow because if you're buried alive, like just. Yeah, I still think I'm gonna go with the hanged thing, but that sounds. I don't know. That obviously they're both like this sort of horrific type of a deal. When people, yeah, I think I would go with that one.
Okay.
You?
Okay. I don't know. The thing about being lynched, that sounds so dark. It's like.
Right.
There's like an audience too, or like there can be an audience versus buried alive is like. You're no one really knows where you are. I don't know how you feel about like people watching you die versus being alone, but I think that's something to do with.
Oh, that's interesting.
Something to play with it too.
Yeah.
Really. So, okay, given this question, I know people actually have survived being lynched. There are people who've like breathed through their nose for a certain amount of time. They will like pull their weight up and get out of the rope. It's happened. But given this question, there's no chance of that. I would just be dead. So, shoot, I hate this question. I think I go with lynched, despite the pretty awful historical significance that comes with it. But I'm glad you mentioned that. But I'd still pick that, I guess. Oh my God, over being buried alive, because buried alive is like the best thing I can hope for is to go to sleep. And just kind of, die in my sleep. But then I might wake up and have to put myself back to sleep again. And, there's no oxygen. And I just have to not freak out. And, yeah. I'm not claustrophobic, so.
I'm not well, maybe in that situation I would be. I don't know. Yeah. It's I think the biggest question for me in all of it, it's what sort of pain would I want to be looking at? And I don't necessarily just mean physical, but like psychologically. Like it's like, cause I feel like there's a lot there. Although, I mean, we do see this a lot in nature too. Like when animals are preparing to die, like they do go off by themselves. So that's an interesting thought there. And I'm hoping too, like yeah, it opens a can of interesting worms there to go back to that tongue thing. But, and I also appreciate too that you were mentioning the historical significance of that is so deep too. Like it's
not favorable, trust me. But
no, not at all.
Given this question, like, yeah, I guess I guess I'm picking it. Yeah, I had to mention it. But yeah, to stay on this macabre train, what is like the creepiest or worst way to die to you?
The creepiest or worse, and I feel like I would have a quicker answer to this because as a lot of the indie films and stuff that I've worked in are very much based on like horror movies, and like I often get cast as the guy who dies. So like, and I've died on screen in very, very creative, unique, weird, you know what I mean? Like all these different ways, but there's something, I don't know if the question is, can you repeat the question once more? Like, because I can go so all over the board with this.
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, what is the overall worst way to die, in your opinion? I'll just say that. The worst way to go.
The worst way to go probably would have to be something that's like super painful and slow. Yeah, so like...
Something Adam's husband would get into? Something
that Adam Gomez would be like... slow torturous death. Yeah. What like something like that. And fun fact too for people, even though I've been in like a lot of horror movies and things like that, like I'm super squeamish. So like even this question, I'm like,
really?
Like
okay.
I am super squeamish. Yeah. Like I don't watch a lot of horror movies, even though I've been in a fair amount of them. So like trying to like, I'm like, and my brain is like,
let me say real quick, like I've coming up with these questions, right? There's a ton that I don't ask people because they've made the list, but I put them like on their own little category because they're too awful. And like it's pretty much just like, I have a really dark imagination, and I'm not blowing my own horn here at all in the slightest. It's not cool because I can't. Someone will say something, and then I have to immediately visualize it. And the same thing goes for if I think about something, I immediately visualize it. And like for this worst way to die thing, there is a whole part, I swear to you, on my list that is about just like a line of ways to die that are just god awful that I don't even ask people. The only time I do break that out is like when I'm in person and someone like has to see it and like, really? How, I have those friends, how bad could it be? Let me see. What do you have written? And then they look at it and they go, oh. And then like, well, yeah, you asked. It's creatively.
They're like, Houston, you wrote these down and you actually thought these thoughts? Like, this changes our friendship forever.
I told you not to look. But it's like have you seen Harry Potter?
Yes.
Okay, it's like when Dumbledore's taking like memories out of his head and like putting it in that cauldron. It's like that.
The pensieve.
It's like, yep, get out. Yeah, it's like, so if it does reach me, it's like, okay, on the list, I move on with my life. But yeah.
No, there's something in that. Oh God. Yeah, pulling out the memories and having people be able to see them. There's something so wonderful and horrible in that too, because it's like, oh my God, if we all knew each other's thoughts. Also,
we wouldn't be talking right now.
We wouldn't be talking, but also there's this wonderful thing though. I think also just on that, to rabbit trail on that really quick. Like,
sure.
I also think that one, there'd be like these things where we're like, oh, that's so horrible. But two, I think it would be like, oh yeah, because we've all kind of here and there in life, we have these things and it's like, oh, that was just a thought. Okay, moving on. But I also think there's some truth in the fact that I think I've always been like such a people pleaser in life where I'm like, oh, so worried about what people are thinking of me. When if I actually was able to like see everybody's thoughts, it's like they're all thinking very similar things. Like they're obviously thinking about themselves and they're worried about them. Like I feel like there might be a great balance. Like I'm like, oh, this would be horrible, but I also am like, oh, but I think maybe we would still be talking. I don't know. That's what I like to think.
Maybe. That's a heavy maybe. I don't know. And I'm not judging you. I'm saying if I knew.
I don't know.
People,
I haven't seen your list of like these horrific ways to die.
they're horrific. I don't know if they'll ever see the light of day, honestly. But
I do have an answer for you though.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off. You keep talking, but I do
yeah.
have an answer. I would say like a horrific way to die that I can think of would be like a slow moving bag of acid that is attached to you through an IV, and it slowly kills you and burns, and you feel it in every vein of your body as you die. So like that would be that would be a horrific way to die. That's one that I can think of. Like it's a flesh eating acid that eats you from the inside out.
That's a good one. That's a good bad one. That's a good bad one that I may even add to the list. Probably not the darkest side, honestly, but
I would agree. I don't think it's probably as dark as
yeah, but I do. But it is very macabre and painful, and that's a bad way to go.
That would be a bad way to go. Yeah,
that's a sucky way to go. Okay, I didn't want to answer this, but there's a go-to in my mind that's not the worst, but it's a very awful way. I thought, people used to be stoned, like back in the whatever medieval type BC times. Like, I'm thinking if people got stoned, but instead of rocks, they used pennies because of how long the process would take.
How long that would take.
We're
not talking about rolls of pennies. We're talking about just
fistfuls.
Oh my God.
Like a crowd just going, just chucking coins.
It would oh my God.
As hard as they could. It's just like death by paper cut, but like death by
by billions and billions of pennies, yes.
Probably copper poisoning before you could even die.
Yes, you wouldn't die until you die like underneath the mountain of pennies.
Wait.
Stoning is there's something so brutal in that. And I know that that was even like very biblical times and things like that. And it's so brutal and so also to your point to like what you said earlier of like crowd oriented where it's like so many people and I don't know. Yeah, that's I hadn't thought about that way to die until you mentioned that, Houston.
Hey, you're welcome. Sorry.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Because we are running out of time, even though this conversation is really fun, let's end on something a little bit nicer. Would you rather not need to go to the bathroom anymore or not need to take showers and you'll just always smell nice? It doesn't matter if you're working out, you're always going to smell nice no matter what happens.
As much as I would want to pick number 2 because I love to smell good, like I'm a huge, like, oh my God, I love smelling great. I love cologne, perfume, all of it. Like I love that. I would probably pick, because I am that person who I'm like, I always feel like I'm like, oh, I got to run to the bathroom. So I would pick number 1. Yeah, absolutely.
Pick number 1, no more number 1?
Yeah, exactly. Is it
just a time thing? You're just like...
I think it would be a time saver. Yeah, where I'd be like, oh, I don't know that I necessarily need to do that anymore. But like I said, that second one is really enticing. But yeah, I think I'd pick number 1.
Okay, again, to show my cards a bit, I think I go with the second one, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, because, I mean, if I don't have to take showers, like, that means I don't need, like, I'm not really getting dirty or I'm somehow staying clean. So I kind of pick that one.
Is it that you're staying... The question, like, is it that you're staying clean or is it that you just don't smell the dirty?
To be honest, I didn't think that far, but I did write you don't need to take them.
You don't need to. Okay, so
I guess it might have to imply I'm not getting dirty.
That you're.
So if I'm never just getting dirty, if I'm just a naturally clean person because I'm just naturally clean. So if I work out, if I run a mile, who cares? I'm always gonna smell nice and not be dirty. I'll take it because there's something relaxing about going to the bathroom. That sounds very weird, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. I imagine
we all do.
Okay,
we all do.
There's a relaxation of being. It's alone time. It's like it's a release, and you're like, huh. So like it's as gross as it is. Admittedly, it's like it's still I'm still human, and to cut that out of my life, it would be cool. But also, I don't need to cut it, so I'm gonna pick the shower one.
You're going to pick the shower one, and I feel like this might be telling me and listeners a bit about you. Are you a smidge of an introvert? Because, like, as one who is a little, like, I'm both. Like, but lean just a little bit more introverted. I do like those downtime moments, and I like those moments to self. Are you introvert or extrovert or ambivert?
I guess I'm close to I'm pretty much an introvert,
Okay.
and I can be an ambivert. I feel like everyone isn't a situational ambivert.
Totally.
So I think truly I'd be that, but I'm naturally so an introvert. I've been forged into becoming like talking to people with certain jobs I've had and situations. So yeah, they're just naturally so. Prefer like I don't need to see people every weekend. I can relax and watch TV or even pick up a book and be fine. I don't despise friends. I like going out, but I don't need to. I don't have that. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I like people and then I don't.
Yeah. No, I get that. People are weird.
People can
I'm included in that though. So
that's how I took it. I would include myself in that too, where I'm a lover and a hater. I'm like, I hate people, but I love them, but I hate them. I love them, but yeah, go all over the board with that. But yeah, no, I understand what you're getting at. I think there's a similarity there for myself too.
Yeah, I think everyone can kind of relate to that, and yeah, I hope you can too. And yeah, it's a great place to bookend it, I guess. With people are okay. And thank you for listening to this episode. You're okay too, because you chose to click on this. You heard the whole thing through the snake penises and Homer Simpson and all of it. So, yeah. Please rate and follow 1,000 Crazy Questions wherever you find it. Apple Podcasts and Spotify are the two that come to mind. Yeah, but thank you for tuning in. And Paul, let's handle the spotlight to you. Is there anything you want to plug to listeners in general?
No, I really appreciate you having me on, Houston. If anybody's interested in checking out some of the work that I've done, you can check it out at iampaulcram.com. I've got a bunch of short films and feature films and stuff. People can check them out if they're curious. And this has been a lot of fun, Houston. I appreciate you having me on. And yes, the snake penis thing is, I'm going to have to send it. I'll have to have my little brother listen to this episode. So see what he thinks.
Oh, man. Yeah, audience, thank you again for listening. Please rate and follow wherever you find it. And my Instagram account is probably the best place to reach me. I'm the most active on there. It's 100 Crazy Questions, 1,000 Crazy Questions. And yeah, everyone share this with your friends, share this with your enemies. Everyone stay safe. Peace.